He's going to try and lay this off. He does lay it off to Kulusevski. Kulusevski can drive in the box. Kulusevski strikes straight at Courtois. To Ricardo Pereira, we find him. He drives into the box. Goes to strike. Just took one extra touch. Mendy blocks it out for a corner. Harry Kane has it. Turns the defender into the box to strike. Good save once again from Nick Pope. Welcome back everyone and welcome to the penultimate episode of this FIFA 22 career mode with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and as you can see we are in the month of April and we have 8 games remaining in the Premier League title race. As you can see, Chelsea, they're only 1 game behind us now, as I have fast forwarded obviously to April, and they're 3 points behind. So they win that game in hand, they will of course be level on points with us. And as you can see, City, United 3rd and 4th, so it is there's several points behind us, so it is very much a 2-horse race between ourselves and Chelsea. But let's head over to the calendar and let's have a quick look to see what games we've got to play today. It is a bumper episode. We've got 7 games to play. We've got Palace away, Bournemouth away, we've got Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away, Brentford at home, all in the Premier League. And of course, sandwiched in between all of that is 2 legs in the Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. Absolutely monster games to play today. So I'm going to aim to play 3 and I'm going to sim the rest of them. So I'll probably play the 2 Real Madrid games obviously, and I'll probably play the Newcastle home game as well, and I'll sim all the other games, as those are games that I think we probably have a better chance of winning, so I can afford to sim them rather than play them. So enough of the talk, let's get straight into our first game against Crystal Palace. And bearing in mind we have Real Madrid in midweek in the Champions League, I rotated my team, and as you can see, it was a risk that has not paid off. A 1-1 draw at Selhurst Park, Richarlison with the only goal for us, and that will leave us in a very, very difficult position, and that hands the momentum right back to Chelsea. And it's on to the first leg in this Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. As you can see, my team obviously gone back to full strength. Bastoni, De Ligt, Romero, Pereira and Gaia in defence. Basuma, Højbjerg, Kulusevski in midfield with Kane and Son up front. And that Real Madrid team is a very, very strong one. As you can see, they've still got Premier League links with Rudiger, Gundogan and Tielemans in that team. But yeah, this is going to be a very, very tricky game. Let's see how we get on. Benzema out to Rodrigo, out to Vinicius Jr. He's in a good pocket of space here. Tielemans back to Mendy. Real Madrid playing some very nice football. Gundogan completely unmarked. Benzema now gets challenged by De Ligt, and we can counter here. Basuma, can he drive forward? He can. He's going to try and lay this off. He does lay it off to Kulusevski. Kulusevski can drive in the box. Kulusevski strikes straight at Courtois as they try and find him again, and they end up having to go back to Gundogan. Good challenge from Højbjerg. Kane now has it. Can we counter-attack here? Heung-min Son going to look for the run of Gaia. I find the run of Gaia. Kane just trying to stay on side. Gaia going to cut back inside to Son, to Kulusevski, to Kane. It's 1-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We take the lead in this Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. It's another incisive counter-attack after a great tackle in the centre of the park from Højbjerg. And Kane is there to apply the finishing touches after Kulusevski smashed the ball against the... Well, it was that, I thought it was going against the goalkeeper, but it was a great deflection. Great block from the defender, but it wasn't enough. Harry Kane, once again in the right place at the right time, smashes it home. It's 1-0. Gundogan, nice ball over to Rodrigo. Finds Benzema, who finds Kovacic, who finds Rodrigo, who finds Benzema again. Tries to go past De Ligt, doesn't have the pace to do so, but he still has the ball. Drives out on this right-hand side. It's a poor cross in. And Romero with a poor clearance, and Gundogan straight at Hugo Lloris. Best chance of the game so far for Real Madrid as we go to half-time. Drives forward. Don't really seem to have too many options in the centre, but I find Kulusevski, who gives it to Ricardo Pereira to cross this in first time to Heung-min Son. He can't get there first. Kane collects though. Back to Højbjerg to strike. Over the bar. So, yeah, but they do now have another opportunity with Hazard, the substitute. He gives it to Kovacic. Gives it to Carvajal, who's unmarked on the right-hand side. Gaia just has enough pace to try and block that cross, but he's still in the box. Gives it back to Kovacic, back to Carvajal. Out to Gundogan, who strikes from distance. Straight at Hugo Lloris. He's trying to find the ball to Ricardo Pereira, but gives it to Kulusevski. Basuma has it. He now gives it to Ricardo Pereira, who can drive forward. Can he get a decent ball in? He can. It's Heung-min Son, and that's a phenomenal finish. It's 2-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Heung-min Son with an absolute belter of a volley. after a brilliant cross from Ricardo Pereira. And Real Madrid have not been at the level I thought they were going to be at. We have pretty much dominated this game, and we are well worth this 2-0 lead. Gundogan drives forward for Real Madrid. 5 minutes to go. Vinicius Jr. has the pace to go past Basuma, but now he checks back, goes inside for Benzema. Benzema goes round Romero like he's not there, chips it in. Could he have taken the shot on? Maybe he could. And is that going to be an opportunity that Real Madrid are going to live to regret? Højbjerg now escapes with the ball, gives it to Gaia. This surely is going to be one of the last chances of the game. Gaia just doesn't have the stamina to keep going. Gives it to Harry Kane. Going to try. I was thinking about striking, but instead I give it to Ricardo Pereira, and we get a corner. Presumably this is going to be the last corner of the game. Heung-min Son to throw this one in. Looking for De Ligt. Doesn't manage to find him. Kulusevski does though. Gives it out to Son again. Son to throw it in. Courtois easily saves. And that is the end of the game. 2-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What a game. Absolutely pretty much dominated it from start to finish. Real Madrid not at the level I thought they were going to be at. It's a comprehensive win. It's a clean sheet heading into the second leg, and Real Madrid have it all to do. So on we go back to the Premier League, and it is a game against Bournemouth that I am going to sim, and as you can see I am rotating my complete starting 11. Basuma's going to swap out for Bowden as well. So yeah, a game I really should be winning. I'm going to sim it. Hopefully we can get a decent result. And it is a decent result. Harry Kane, the substitute, coming on for Richarlison to get the only goal of the game for us. We clearly made it difficult for ourselves, but we get the job done. And on we go, back to the Champions League. Gives that to Kulusevski. Gonna try and look out wide. It's blocked by Tielemans. And Real Madrid can counter-attack. Benzema has it, drives forward. Can he get past De Ligt? He lays it off to Rodrigo. He's got the pace to go past Bastoni. Drives into the penalty area. Nice little dink across. Hugo Lloris catches that with ease. Tries to play that forward to Heung-min Son. Does play it forward. And there's a ball on here out wide to Ricardo Pereira. We find him. He drives into the box. Goes to strike. Just took one extra touch. Mendy blocks it out for a corner. Oh, good challenge from Tielemans after a poor ball from De Ligt. Real Madrid can counter-attack. Rodrigo sells De Ligt. What is going on with the player switching? Kovacic drives into the box. Can he get a cross in? He can. Romero is just about there, but it's not the best clearance. Kovacic with an acrobatic ball back. Lloris collects once again, but Real Madrid starting to knock on the door. Into Gaia. Can we try and beat the press here? We cannot beat the press. Kovacic wins it back well. Hazard has it in a really decent position. Gives it out wide to Rodrigo. Drives into the penalty box. And it's Hazard with a good shot. Lloris saves. Corner Real Madrid. And we get away from the press. Gaia into Basuma. Looking for a run out wide of Heung-min Son. I find the run of Heung-min Son. Going to dart back inside. Going to go for the finesse. Good save from Courtois. Can Kane get there first? He can. Keeps it in play. Gives it to Basuma. Going to try and lay this off to Højbjerg. It's into Højbjerg. It's a great block from Rudiger, I think that was. Kept Real Madrid in the game. Tielemans. Back to Benzema. Benzema driving forward here. Looking out wide. Finds Mendy, who drives forward again. He gives it to Hazard. Back and forth between them. This is good passing from Real Madrid. Camavinga gives it to Kovacic. Kovacic to strike from distance. Hugo Lloris with a solid save. Corner. Tielemans to throw this one in for Real Madrid. They've got to get something on this. And they don't. De Ligt once again is away. And it's Kulusevski away now for Tottenham. Heung-min Son's available. Can we thread the pass through to him? We can. He drives into the box. He's got the pace ahead of Rudiger. Strikes straight at Courtois. That is a big chance to seal the game that goes begging. Hazard. Nice little ball into Mendy. He's got space to run into. Can he cross this in? He does. It's not the best ball. And it's away once again from Bastoni. Our centre-backs have been absolute rocks so far in this game. And now we can counter. Kulusevski has it. We've got 3-on-2 here. Kulusevski looks for Son, who's offside. To Tielemans, to Immobile. Nice little turn away from Romero. And again from the substitute, Emerson Royale. And it's a big save from Hugo Lloris once again. 15 minutes left on the clock. And Son plays that into Kulusevski. Has he got the legs? He does. He's going to drive across. Kulusevski. It is game over. Real Madrid are absolutely shot. Kulusevski with the goal at the Bernabeu. We lead 1-0. We lead 3-0 on aggregate. And we are sailing into the Champions League semi-final. Unbelievable stuff. Lovely ball from Heung-min Son. The defender, look how tired Look how tired Rudiger is. He's got absolutely nothing to give. And Kulusevski strikes well past Courtois. 1-0 here. We are going through. Tielemans has it now. And that is it. Game over here at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid failed to score past us in 2 legs. We win on aggregate 3-0. We sail through to the Champions League semi-final. What a time for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Fighting on both fronts for the Premier League and the Champions League. Can we continue this good run of form? And back to the Premier League we go, and back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium we go, as it's a home game against Newcastle United. A potential banana skin after they knocked us out of the FA Cup, so I have gone full strength once again. It's a game we're going to play. Let's see if we can pick up another result. Drives forward for Newcastle into Guendouzi, Isak. Isak has it back from Willock. Good challenge from Romero. Højbjerg now, we can break. Højbjerg drives forward. Harry Kane gives it to Heung-min Son. Going to look for Geyer out wide. I can find him. Can he get a decent ball across? He can. Into Harry Kane. Great header. Even better save from Nick Pope, who finds Geyer out on the left-hand side. Gives it back to Heung-min Son, who gives it back once again to Geyer. Going to try and float this in. Harry Kane in the box. Can't quite get there. Ricardo Pereira on the right-hand side to throw it back in. And just gets blocked off by the Newcastle defenders. But Heung-min Son picks it up once again. Harry Kane has it. Turns the defender into the box to strike. Good save once again from Nick Pope. Isak to St. Maximin. The pass was on to Isak there. Fortunately for me, they don't take it. Martin is now down this left-hand side though. Newcastle having a habit of just overplaying so far this game. They've had 1 or 2 opportunities. They really could have got in on our goal and they've just decided not to do it. But Willock with a great challenge there from Romero on Willock. We desperately needed that. Now we can counter-attack. Kulusevski into Heung-min Son. Driving forward. Heung-min Son with a strike. It's blocked by the defender. Bastoni into Højbjerg. Going to try and look for the run of Geyer. Is he offside? No, he's not. He still manages to stay onside. Going to play that back in to Basuma, who gives it to Kane. I was looking for the run of Kulusevski, who struck. And again, how was that onside? I thought for sure we were offside again, but for some reason we managed to keep hold of it. Basuma strikes straight against a crowded Newcastle box, and Newcastle just about managed to get it away, but De Ligt tried to make the interception. It gave it away himself. Isak now has it to drive forward. Gets past Romero. Gives it to the former Arsenal man, Guendouzi. Lewis now down this right-hand side. Gives it back to Guendouzi. Gives it back to Lewis. Nice play from Newcastle here. Bounce pass in between the two of them. Bruno Guimaraes. Just wide from him. Best chance of the game for Newcastle so far. Geyer gives that to Kulusevski. Kulusevski with a nice ball out wide to Ricardo Pereira. Drives forward. Can we get a decent ball into the box? We can. Heung-min Son. That is a fantastic header. A fantastic diving header. And Heung-min Son gives us the lead at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What a goal from Heung-min Son. Great cross from Ricardo Pereira. And I thought the Newcastle defender was going to get there ahead of him. But Heung-min Son dived. And that is a phenomenal header to just bend that in the opposite direction past Nick Pope. Into the feet of Kulusevski. Looking for the run out wide of the substitute, Emerson Royal. Finds him. Royal with acres of space. Going to try and throw this in again to Heung-min Son on the volley. Unbelievable goal from Heung-min Son. And that wraps up the 3 points here. What a brilliant finish from Heung-min Son after a great cross from Emerson Royal. Lovely volley from Heung-min Son. Gave Nick Pope absolutely no chance. And we lead here 2-0. And that surely is 3 points in the bag.
Just 5 minutes remaining. So 2-0 now.
St. Maximin drives past Emerson Royal. Goes back around him though. Dinks that over to Bruno Guimaraes. Nice little takedown. Gives that to Guendouzi. To Isak. Drives into the box. Doesn't seem to have any or too many options. Dinks it in. Easy enough for Hugo Lloris. And I'm pretty sure with a minute left on the clock, that will be that. Basuma picks it up in midfield, gives it to Højbjerg. I'm just going to play this back to my defenders. Game over here at Tottenham. 2-0 here against Newcastle. It's a solid result. Solid 3 points in the bag. Let's move on to the next game. And it's on to the next game in the Premier League against Sheffield United. But before we play Sheffield United, I just wanted to check my calendar. And we have been drawn against PSG in the Champions League semi-final. So I was only planning to play 3 games, but I have to play this game in the Champions League. So I'm going to sim the Sheffield United game, sim the Brentford game. I'm going to go full rotation in preparation for that PSG game. Let's hope we can pick up a result against Sheffield United to give us the best possible momentum heading into the Champions League. And it's a pretty easy 2-0 win at Bramall Lane. Looks like Harry Kane maybe missed a penalty as well, but Bryan Hill, Heung-min Son getting on the score sheet. Pretty comfortable result in the end, and just what the doctor ordered ahead of PSG. And so here we go on to the semi-final of the Champions League, the first leg in Paris against PSG. And this is arguably, well, this for sure is the biggest game of our career mode so far. Huge game. We're up against Neymar, Mbappe and Messi up front. The winner of this game will likely face one of those two. It looks like Liverpool won the first leg 1-0, so Liverpool look like they've got one foot into the final. Can we do the same here? There they are, the attacking trio, the big hitters for PSG. And as for us, we've just got to hope that our defence holds firm and obviously look for the goals in Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Mbappe has it, drives it forward, has acres of space to run into, and that is a combination I do not want to be a recurring theme in this game. Mbappe picks it up once again, lays it off to Bernat on the left-hand side. He's got the pace to go past Ricardo Pereira. I don't know what Ricardo Pereira is doing. He's easily done there. We should be able to head that away into the danger area though, and PSG starting this game off very, very quickly. Unlike us, we are pretty slow to react to most stuff. They have a throw in here. Neymar to pick it up. Dinks that over to Mbappe. Gives it back to Bernat. They don't really have anyone in the centre that can trouble us in the air, but they do dink it over. Messi is there, and just as I say they don't have anyone who can trouble us in the air, Messi, the smallest man on the pitch, gets his head to it, and Hugo Lloris forced into a big save. Romero out to... poor ball out to Ricardo Pereira, and Messi now has it. Nothing rash here. Good stuff from Romero. Gives it back to Bernat though. PSG really forcing the issue inside the opening 15 minutes. Mbappe picks it up. De Ligt, nice little ball into Neymar. It's into Hakimi. I thought it was Neymar, it's not. Hakimi though puts them 1-0 up inside 15 minutes. It has been absolutely rampant from PSG early in this game. We haven't been able to deal with it. They take the lead here, 1-0. Plays that off to Neves into Mbappe. Forward come PSG once again. Messi out to Hakimi. He's definitely got the pace, but he decides to go infield. Still has the ball. He's not being closed down. He just drives in. That's a bad challenge from Højbjerg, but it's a challenge that needed to be made. PSG now have a free kick in a dangerous area with Messi. Is it going to be Messi or Neymar? It's going to be Messi. He's going to put this in, and it's off the bar. Hugo Lloris beaten, but fortunately he manages to collect on the second attempt. PSG really knocking at the door, and if we're not careful, we are going to be in for a real hiding here. Gaia. That is a beautiful ball out to Ricardo Pereira, who's in acres of space. Can we try and get this across? We can. It's in. It's Kulusevski, and we level this game up 1-1 here in Paris, and that is a goal we do not deserve. Great counter-attack though after a beautiful ball from Gaia from one area of the field, switched the play right to the other flank. Ricardo Pereira had acres of space to drive into, picked the pass out really well. I thought the defender was going to get in there ahead of Kulusevski. He doesn't, and Kulusevski from close range absolutely smashes that into the back of the net. It's 1-1. Kane has it now. Kane has it, goes past the defender, going to strike from distance. Good stop from Keylor Navas after some sloppy defending from PSG, and after the onslaught early doors, we've managed to get ourselves back in the game, and now we are looking like the most likely to score. It's headed, it's in, it's Romero, was very close. I thought he was going to get on the end of that. This is not looking good. De Ligt is down, and that looks like the same injury that Valverde had earlier on in the season. The stretcher is going to be needed, and I'm probably going to have to make a substitute. Yeah, he's fallen really awkwardly there, and I'm really hoping he's not going to be out for the remainder of the season. Neymar into Mbappe. To Jorginho, gives it to Neymar, back to Mbappe. He's got the pace to go forward. Doesn't need pace, just strikes from distance and forces a very good save from Hugo Lloris. He's able to get there ahead of Messi. Basuma into Harry Kane. Look to dink this across to Pereira. Pereira into the box. I thought Højbjerg was going to be able to get there. He wasn't. And PSG can't get it clear very far though. Kulusevski has it. We started off this first half very, very well. Kulusevski gets past the midfielder, strikes, forces a good save from Keylor Navas. Corner here, Heung-min Son to take into the penalty spot. Harry Kane is there, off the bar. Can Kulusevski get it in? He can't, he's blocked off. We do manage to keep hold of it though. I'm going to strike. And there's just too many men in the box. And they get it clear with Verratti. Basuma into the feet of Kulusevski. Højbjerg into Heung-min Son. Can he turn away from the defender? He can, he strikes. Just wide from Heung-min Son. Hakimi has it. Good ball into Messi. Danilo, no one challenging, off the post. Once again, PSG knocking at the door, but they cannot manage to knock it down. Harry Kane has it, manages to get ahead of the defender. He will not have any pace to try and go down the line, so I'm going to cut back into the midfield. Give it to Kulusevski, sorry. Finds the run of Gaia, crosses this first time. Keylor Navas easily collects. Romero brings this forward. It's looking likely this game is going to end 1-1, but that is poor from Romero. Gives it away. Neves now has it. Gives it to Messi. Messi's got space to run into. He finds Danilo, who finds Mbappe. Mbappe, nice turn from him. Neves! And that is a brilliant goal from Neves. Just curls it round Hugo Lloris with literally 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Heartbreak for us in this first leg in this Champions League semi-final. A great finish after some nice work from Mbappe. We don't close them down. Tired legs cannot get out quick enough to him. It's a beautiful finish. Left Hugo Lloris with no chance. And it's 2-1 PSG. And I'm pretty sure that was the last kick of the game. Game over here in Paris. Finishes 2-1. Nothing we could really do about that shot. Brilliant, brilliant finish from Neres. But yeah, game over here gives us lots of work to do. It's an uphill battle in the second leg. And following on from that game against PSG, I've got a note. It's the ACL curse of FIFA 22. De Ligt is out for the rest of the season. He's out for the rest of this career mode. Out for 7 months. Unbelievable. Another ACL tear. And that is so disappointing. We've got Valverde out, and now we've got our best midfielder out, and now we've got our best defender out. Heading into the penultimate games of this season, that is really not what we want. And it's on to the last game of this episode, and it's going to be a simmed game against Brentford in the Premier League. It's a game we really should be winning. I've gone full rotation, bearing in mind we've got a midweek game against PSG, obviously at the start of the next episode. Fingers crossed we can get a result. And it is a result, but it's not the result we wanted. It's a 1-0 loss against Brentford at home. Less possession, same amount of shots. Looks like Emerson Royale got sent off in the 90th minute as well. So all in all, pretty much a disaster of a result. And that is that for the end of this episode. Bit of a disappointing way to end the episode on the back of 2 losses. But we still are very much in the mix in the Champions League. We've got work to do in the second leg, but it's definitely something we can do, especially at home. And if we go to the Premier League, you can see we have really now put some distance between ourselves and Chelsea, who have dropped down to 3rd. So Chelsea, they do have 2 games in hand on us. If they win those 2 games, that will put them on 74 points. So we will still be 3 points clear of them at the top of the table, providing they win those 2 games. But United now in 2nd. I do think they're pretty much out of the title race, to be fair. I think it is still down to us and Chelsea. City in 4th, Villa in 5th, Liverpool and Arsenal all the way down in 8th and 9th. What on earth is going on with those 2 teams? Of course, Brentford, West Brom and Stoke in the bottom 3. Stoke well and truly relegated now, but West Brom, Brentford still have hope to fight away. But as for us, we do still lead the Premier League table going into the final episode, the season finale of this career mode. Let's have a quick look at the calendar to see what games we've got coming up. We've got 4 games. Of course, we've got the return leg against PSG. We've got an away game against Fulham, which I'll probably sim. And then we have an absolute mammoth game against Chelsea, which pretty much is going to decide whether or not we're going to win the Premier League title. And then we're going to finish off the season with a home game against Stoke. So that is a massive, massive season finale, and it's one you definitely do not want to miss. If you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. It will do the channel a world of good, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.